Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. Today we are going to be building the frog race frame with the Matek F405 all-in-one board. This one actually on my testing seemed absolutely phenomenal. I was very impressed with this guy. So what I did is I was just thinking, what kind of build should we do with it? So we're gonna actually put Emax 2306 2400 kV motors. So this is going to be a very demanding motor on this flight controller. For ESCs, I'm going to be using the Ipeaka32. These are 35 amp ESCs. These are basically the RAS32s also, but they're rebranded. And however, these come a little bit better since they even provide you with heatsink, and the packaging is just amazing, really. So I've already reviewed these. The RAS32s, they were very good. I was very impressed. I even put them on the noisiest setup. I don't know if I'm going to upload that video before this video to show you what really changed. It was just absolutely phenomenal. These are very good ESCs, and so this is the next step for these ESCs, as well as this PDB right here, this all-in-one flight controller with those motors, because those are very demanding motors. So we're going to be using the Ipeaka 32 35 amp ESCs. These are BLHeli32 ESCs. However, the firmware is not ready for F4 flight controller, so you guys need to wait on that. So it's a bit, you have to connect to them through Arduino on the signal pin. I'll be doing a whole playlist of this kind of stuff later on for you guys. So yeah, we're going to be using these guys. These are just absolutely phenomenal. And for camera, a Foxeer. For VTX TX526, I kind of salvaged this frame because I ran out of frames in the house. And this one I wasn't even really flying, so this will make me fly this one for sure. This is the Turnigy receiver for the Turnigy Evolution. So we're going to be using this guy. And motors, like I said, Emax 2306 2400 kV. So this should be a very, very, very nice build, and hopefully an almost perfect build. So this board is absolutely amazing, and these ESCs are even awesome. So I'm very curious if this is going to be my new favorite frame. Currently, it's switched to the LX5 with these ESCs and the Brother Hobby motors, the Returner R4s. So enough talking, let's get started. Alright guys, so first we're going to begin with preparing the pads with solder. I always find out the easiest thing to do. I don't want to put it on the frame and actually start melting the standoffs, and since we're going to be using rubber dampeners, those have a high tendency to possibly melt from the heat. So let's just start with the solder pads. I mean the ESC signal pads here. Power, sorry. So there we go. And just make sure you always clean the solder, like I always recommend. We don't want to have any shorts. So, and always clean the tip. The tip is very important. However, guys, I'm always using basically the wrong head, but I've just been so lazy to change it for a couple months that I just learned to use this type of head. So don't, for small areas, I recommend you use like the normal small solder tip head. So this one's doing just fine. I'm able to cope with it. Oh, and by the way, I just ordered a 3D printer, so we're gonna be doing some cool stuff with these frames. We're gonna actually start maybe designing, like pods for them, but not like those regular pods you can find everywhere. Some crazy stuff, maybe like an angry bird pod. That'd be crazy, like just a sick looking bird. We'll start with the Realacc frame. All right. So the board's getting actually very hot. Should let it cool down a bit. So the amount of, since it's rated for 50 amps, I guess the heat dissipates throughout the board, which is why I already feel the microcontroller very hot. Can you imagine? So we have to just take it easy while you're soldering this guy. You don't want to risk ruining it from the beginning. So when I did it on my testing, I only did one side. So just take that into consideration here when you do it. Wow, it's pretty hard. So we're just going to do the small pads now. Okay. I'm gonna be connecting iBus on this guy, just because I salvaged that receiver. However, I received my FrSky QX7, but I don't have time to play with it right now. I don't know if I'll be qualified to make a review on it just yet. I mean, there's a lot of people who know more stuff about FrSky. This is my first FrSky receiver. So, I mean, but it's pretty straightforward. They're all the same, really. You see this right there? That popped up just because we didn't clean the tip. You see what happens when you don't clean it? So that's just annoying. That is the beginning of problems. Clean it off now. Oh, I just burned my hand. It's good. If we need more, we'll just add more later on. So it's kind of hot. We're gonna do this port now. For big pads, it's okay. I mean, just have it sort of clean, the tip. But yeah, the flux is everywhere. I could already see it. Very beautiful solder right there on that pad, and that one. I just woke up. I just had my coffee right now. And I couldn't wait. I didn't want to build it last night because it was like, what, 4 in the morning. I finished editing all my ESC reviews and testing and everything. I literally did them like just 12 hours straight, sitting down reviewing every single one of them. So I didn't want to risk burning this one like I did with the last one. So I said, well, as soon as I wake up next day, I will start on it, because I just couldn't wait to wake up. However, I didn't wake up to my alarm. I was so tired. But we're here now. Alright, so we got this, we got those. We're not going to be using RSSI because I'm not using the Tyrannus this time. Okay, good. Alright, so what are we going to use here? For PPM, I think I'm going to use RX5. I hope it's not connected to anything. I mean, not PPM, for iBus. Oh, that's a big fat one. It's alright. The wire will suck that up later. Alright, so we did all those over there. And now we need 5 volt, which is up here. And then we're going to connect it to the ground, which is one of these. Okay, so that's buzzer. So this would be ground. Buzzer, ground. Yeah, double checking. Okay. Or actually, we would ground it here. Yeah, maybe I'll just ground it here. Gotta cut this guy off. Okay, and what are we going to use? 5 volt is right there. Perfect. So I think we're done here. Prepared everything, yes. Now, you know, it's a tricky, like, I don't know, I'm just debating right now. I will use the low ESR capacitor just because I don't want to burn any components, since these motors are very power hungry. Or I might not, and then do that later. So, you know what, we're not going to use a low ESR capacitor, but even though I think I really should. We'll see. Anyways, so now the question is an XT60 connector, or should we run it through a wire? Let's see, how is this going to be? So if it's going to go in the frame like this, let's check it out. So it'll be like this. It's sticking out far enough. That's good. You know what? We're just going to use an XT60 connector. So let me grab one and let's put that into place right now. Alright, so depending on your frame, I mean, how you're going to solder the XT60 connector. For us, the battery is going to be on the bottom, so we're going to have to put this guy on the bottom. So this is the top. Where's the arrow? The arrow is... Where is the arrow? There it is. So this is the top, and this would be the front right there. So we're going to have to actually stick this on the bottom, like so. Now, something very important to take note of is to make sure the polarity. So let me see if I can show you this. So this is positive right here, okay? So this side is positive, and positive would go with this positive. So there we go, and that's how we would solder it in. So this can get tricky sometimes to solder this part in. What I like to do, well, depending on, so every time it's different, I'm actually just gonna stick this on there just like that right now. It's not perfect, but we're just gonna have it just grip really. And I increased the temperature to 410 since this is a big area that we need to heat up. So first, what I recommend doing is just add a little solder, which just holds it into place. Alright, that'll hold that into place. So, and then we just double check it. And if we had to align it, we could just tap it quickly and just align it perfectly. And it seems pretty well aligned. I like it. So now what we're going to do is we're going to do the other side. And we could get rid of the remote or whatever's holding it up now, but I'm not. Make sure you heat up the sides of the board there. So that's good. Let's start this guy now. Okay, you see the flux around it? That's very bad. That's why I hate this flux, and actually we did not do a very good job here. Okay, that's a better job. This one also we have to reheat. So I'm just gonna let it melt a little. Alright. There we go. Yeah, the board's gonna be absolutely hot now. So double check the polarity, positive and positives right there, so that's good. So I guess we'll just start cleaning up the flux here. So this is very thick stuff. Sometimes with a toothbrush it won't go away. So I would grab one of these guys right here. That board is just burning hot. Oh my god, yeah. Even the flux hadn't even dried yet, so maybe that could be good. We could take that advantage and clean it off since it's still kind of liquid. So let me just get the flux remover. There we go. Always double check it. So now the flux is pretty much clean, but I hate it because it's sticky now. So so I don't know why it gets sticky. Why is the camera not focusing? So that's good. See, as you can see, we removed the flux right there. The board has cooled down also since the flux is on it. See, right there, you can see that it's kind of like shining. So you would want to make sure nothing is bridging, you know. So I would grab this, and I can already see some on this pad. There you go. See that? That's flux. It's very dangerous. Right there too. And here I'm sure there will be some. Yeah, there they are. Make sure this is not bridging anything. This seems clean. Now let's take this side. I'm trying to zoom in for you guys. See, you can see the flux like this on the bottom right there. See that shiny part between them right there? Look. I'm not damaging the board here. It's actually flux. So what you can do also, I think you could clean it, and if you don't have some flux cleaner, you could kind of use some high percentage alcohol with the toothbrush just to clean that part off, that flux off, you know. So we're gonna take a look at it right now after we finish this. So let's bring in the toothbrush here with the flux cleaner. All right. I just dipped the toothbrush in it. There's specialized stuff for these things, but you know. Now that looks a lot better. However, I can see here and here maybe a little more need cleaning. So let's try to do that now. No, maybe it was just because it's wet. Yeah, it seems clean, yeah. Yeah, it seems very good. That's good. What about here? Here, it's good. Alright, and this guy. Yeah, it's pretty clean. So that's very good. Now we're on the safe side. Oh, this side needs a little bit more cleaning. That's good, I think. Yeah, so that's good. So now we're good. And just be careful, guys. You could really damage the board. I've damaged the board before like this. So just be very careful doing this. So the board has cooled down. It's very good, and it's sticky. That's not so good, but that's fine. Let's see if anything went through here. No, we're good. On this side, nothing came through. So let's put them on the frame, and we take it from there. Alright, so what I did is I removed the nylon standoffs that were here, and I'm going to use these, what it came with. Now usually I like to put these on the bottom, but I couldn't really here, and I used nylon screws in here to go to here. So that's how they're holding, and you see this, it's very nice. So that's very good dampening, hopefully. And so where is the front? The front is this way. And now we grab the board, stick this guy through. So we're going to have a little problem here because it's just going to keep pushing it up right there. So we're gonna have to tighten it down. I'm gonna use these guys for right now. Just two is gonna be enough since I have them next to me. So okay, so that's good. Now it's holding in place. All right. Now the next step is we are going to get the ESCs. So let me prepare those, and I'll be right back. All right, guys. So we got the ESCs. Now, as you can see, the ESCs come with nothing. So if we take a look here, we can see PPM and ground. So we're not going to ground this. So we're going to use, here's the battery and here's the ground. So let's just take a look at the other side. So you can do this wherever you want. However, you would want to actually put these down in like this, because the heatsink would touch the frame, and the frame would kind of even add more cooling. And another thing, so you could actually see the RGB LED. So on my previous one, I actually put it like this, and I'm actually glad I put it like this because the propellers actually smacked into the heatsink and saved my ESC completely. So I am going to actually put it, I'm going to put it in with the heatsink up. That's how I'm gonna do it. So we're gonna put solder here, here, and on the PPM, and then later on we're gonna solder in these. Now this is cool. They provide you with everything you need here. So hopefully they're long enough. Let's just double check. Yeah, way more than long enough. It's perfect, really. So especially with this flight controller. So that's awesome. And they do solder one of the tips for you. So I'm gonna put them in now, right here. And actually I'm gonna do it right here. So let's do one together. Let's just prepare it together, and then I'll skip over the rest and I'll do it myself. So the bench is on to 410 degrees. I'm gonna drop it back down to 370. Alright, you gotta make sure the tip is clean because this is a bit scary here. I do recommend you bring something actually to hold it. So let me do that. Alright, so I have this now because since I'm going to be doing it on camera, it's going to be a bit difficult. I wonder if this will hold. Oh, that's very good. So let's actually do it, yeah, like this, to where you guys can see also. Okay, and again, make sure the tip is clean or it'll, this is very tiny, huh? Very, very tiny. So we're going to start here. We're gonna go here. Okay. And then we're gonna hit it with the PPM. Perfect. So that's done. It's still hot, be careful. Let's do the other side now. Wow. Don't want to break it. There we go. Alright, so that one's done. Let's put it on the frame, and then from there I will do the rest. Let's just check the motors. It's always good to see how long the motor wires are, so I don't want to run into any problems later on. I have to resolder everything. Oh, these are pretty long actually. Oh wow, these are very good. So yeah, it's very good. Very nice motors. I really love these. I hope they're gonna be good. So the frame, how's the frame, top frame's gonna be? Just double check everything. Oh, that's the front. So that's going to go in like this. So we're going to have to go. I don't think we can make it through here. I don't know if you guys can see that. So yeah. So we're going to have to make them both go on the other side. Unless we actually remove this, we're not going to be using this anyways. So this is basically how our stack is going to be. And then you just add this guy maybe on top somehow. And then this guy. And it's very good, it's very clean. So nothing is touching really. It closes perfect, so we already have that guy in there. Alright. So what I'm going to do is actually change these out for nuts now, and then I'll be right back. Alright, so we put the nuts in place. Now let's just put the signal wire. So they provide you with these right here, and I don't know how many are there. I haven't counted them. These are silicone, so that's very good. It's very, very good actually. These are very good quality actually. I'm really loving these. But I think this will be the true, real hardcore test for this guy, as well as this flight controller. The reason why I didn't put these motors on a 20 Racer Star ESC, because I've already burnt 4 with these motors actually testing. when I first got the bench, I was just trying a couple things and I just kept burning them. So there is no point. And I've actually burned a flight controller also. So that's just very bad. Okay, perfect. So let's actually do it this way because I can't. So that's nice of them to prepare the wire for you. That just cuts time. I can't really do it because the camera's in the way. Alright, so I'm just gonna fix that off camera. Okay, so there we go. That's in. It's not flexing, that's good. Let's get the power. So I think the best to do first is actually put the wires on the ESC and then cut them out to length, because it'll make your life a lot easier. I just burned my finger. So yeah, so let me put these on the ESCs and then I'll be back, guys. Alright guys, so I finished all the ESCs. It took me about 20 minutes to do all of them. It was a pain really, but it's totally fine. So I put double-sided tape on the bottom so I could kind of hold it in place here. So what I did is actually I moved it back a little bit more. Let it focus. Okay. Just so if I needed to go like this, it would actually, because here to here it's hard. So if the standoff were to come here, you're gonna try to force it, that'll crack. So just enough so we can actually get a straight line if we needed to. So I'm gonna solder the power and then signal, or signal then power, and then the ground I think I'm gonna route it on top of this, or just like wrap it like this in a way. So here we have no pads, so we're totally fine. And it'll be the same thing to everything really, because here there's no pads on this side, so that process kind of goes for these sides, so that's good. So let's just get started. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to actually cut the signal first. Yeah, let's do the signal since it's a small guy. And I think right here is going to be totally perfect. So let's cut that off now. Maybe it's a little bit too long. Right here is good. Yeah, that's good. So what's cool with the silicone is you could just pinch them. We don't want to pinch too much. There we go. See? And there we go. We didn't have to do much really. Add a little solder. There we go. Make sure it's clean. Alright, we're gonna need some tweezers here. Okay. I'm actually gonna route it this way. I should route it this way, it's better. But then I won't be able to solder it. So let's see if we do it like this. Alright, so there we go. Perfect. Just tuck this guy in and we're good. So let's get this guy now. How much should we do it? Like this much? Yeah, right there is good. So let's see how it's gonna be a turnout. Hopefully it'll turn out good. Okay. We're gonna add some solder on this guy. See if I could zoom in good for you guys. Now we're gonna get our hemostats. I think these are a must-have really. These can affect your build quality by a lot, so these are always good to have. soldered this a bit differently, but no, it's fine. It's silicone, so I should increase now the temperature of the thing to make our life easier. So I'm gonna put it on 450, 457. Should have heated up by now. So what we want to do is add pressure. Oh shit, there you go. And that was a good one. That's good. It's very nice. Alright, now let's see how we're gonna route Mr. Ground here. Since we can't go straight like this, so we're gonna have to figure out a way, maybe like this. I think is the best, really. So, yeah. Yep, that's the best way we can actually do. So I'm gonna keep it the exact length here. And I'm just gonna strip off the edge right there. So let's move this guy. Okay. Just do a little bit more. Right. Going to be a bit tricky here, so let's zoom out. So I'm going to grab it from here, and then it should be something like this. So let's do that. Let's hit that now. So what I kind of see here is that it almost touched, but if this is ground, that's totally fine. But I want to clean it off. There we go. So let's see how that came out. So I think that's good. That's very good. Let's see the side profile of this. Very good. I'm pleased with it. I'm happy with it. This is very good. We have to, so because of the way that this is gonna come in, as you can see. You see, you have no room really. Let me double check and align it. Yeah, we had no room. It would just be very painful to take top off and back, off and on, off and on. So this would be just keep it very nice and clean, and everything should fit in there. See the VTX is up here, and we still have all this room. And let's just grab our receiver if I find it. And I don't think I'm gonna find it in this mess. Alright, so let me finish the rest of the ESCs and then we come back and then see what's our next step. But so far it's looking like a very nice clean build. So yeah, that's gonna be good. I really have high hopes for this board, so yeah. Alright guys, so let me finish the ESCs and I'll be right back. Alright guys, so I put all the ESCs in place, and for the front part I did a bit different. So the back I stayed like I told you, and from the front I kind of kept them long and they actually pushed because we have some room from the standoffs here. Let me show you real quick. Where's the back? Yeah, this is the back. So you see, it just fits perfect. That is just, look at that. That's perfect. So that is a lot of room saved right there. So some people, you know, I have a comment on Facebook. This one guy, I forgot his name, I'm so sorry. He mentioned something very something to take note of, really. If we do have problems with oscillations that we cannot remove, or some kind of something in there, it could be because of the XT60 connector, because the gyro is so sensitive, but hopefully it should be good, I'm thinking. That does happen, then I think we should possibly run wires out with the XT6 connector. But other than that, I think it should be totally fine. So, what's the next step now? Let's just get our camera wires and let's get started on the camera wires right here. So, yeah, all right. And guys, I really love this frame. I really do. Like, this one's just awesome. And I'm actually, since the Jeb RC LX5 is just beautiful with these ESCs, I'm actually thinking of getting that stretch version. Just because it's awesome, really. I just really enjoyed it. I really liked it. So just my opinion. It's actually starting to be, this one and the Jeb RC are taking over the Realacc X210 for me. The carbon on this one is very stiff. It's very good. The look of the carbon, the quality, it seems good actually. I'm not a carbon fiber professional, but or experienced guy, but I mean, you could just tell just by the amount of flex it has in it, and it could take a crash. However, the top plate is sort of weak, but that's kind of fine. I already cracked one here on the side, but it was a pretty hard crash where I literally just destroyed that one. But that's all that broke on the frame, and then just the parts I have to some parts I have to change on it. All right, so we're waiting up for the solder station to heat up, and it heated up just fine. So let's just put solder on the wires here. Alright, I'm just twisting them, and yeah. I'm just curious, how many people have cuts on their fingers here because of putting on propellers? That's why I do have like some skin removed and cuts sometimes, because the propellers are just when I put them on, I usually end up cutting myself. Alright, so we have this done with. Let's shorten them out as much as possible here. Okay, so that's good. So this is the camera. So where is the camera? Camera's right there. So let's start with the 5 volt. So we're gonna start with 5 volt here. I'm actually gonna zoom in for you guys. And again, I can't stress enough, keep your solder tip clean. So, alright, let's start with 5 volt since it's the tightest spot here. Okay. Ground. And cam. See how I switched the solder tip because this side was kind of getting dirty? Is that a hair sticking out from it? That's scary. No, it's just dirt or something. Perfect. So we have our camera wires in now. Let's jump to the VTX. Now the VTX is, I don't know, I think the wire are too short, but let's just check it out real quick, because this was from another build. So I don't know if it's going to be too short, it's going to cause problems, or it's just going to be fine. Lift it up, it's just going to go up to here really. Yeah, I think it'll be fine. So with these kind of wires, you're gonna have to use because I mean, depending, these wires are very stiff and very crappy. So these I usually end up with stripping them with the lighter. So we're gonna do that now here. Okay, good. There we go. Come on. Alright, they're good. Let's take a look at them. We need to make them a bit smaller. We don't want to risk damaging it like we did the other board. This is actually very small. So I'm actually going to remove this part here. Can this reach the top? I'm going to solder them in like this because the VTX is going to be on the back. So let's just do it. Let's hold it like this because I'm right-handed. And we'll start with the 9-volt here. Alright, so here's 9-volt. Make sure the tip is clean. Alright, okay. Strange. Okay, that's good. Now what do we have? The receiver. So let's grab the receiver. However, the receiver is, I think, doesn't have a plug, or it's just solder on direct. I don't remember. So let's just check for shorts because I don't want to run into the same problem I did last time. I'm going to keep the receiver for last. So there's many videos on YouTube to get into continuity mode. So basically the one that looks like a speaker and a sound, kind of like a Wi-Fi signal but moving to the right. So you would go here on yours. Now this has two things, so it's like, oh my god, is this it? So all you gotta do is to make sure is you touch them together. It has to beep. So we'll just touch them together. Oh. See, it doesn't beep. So okay, well maybe there's function. So maybe we click function. Oh, look, it switched, and then we touch these two together. So that's good. All right. So we'll start out with the positive and negative here. It's okay if you hear a little tiny beep. That's a capacitor that just filled up with some power, really. So let's just touch the ground here. Let's check the 9-volt regulator. Okay, because I was touching ground on this and this. So that's fine. Okay, that's good. That's scary. Yeah, you see that? That's a possible short right there. Yeah, I didn't even notice that. So let me show you this. This is very scary. It's very close to it. Hold on, let's see. Oh, there we go. See that? It's not a short yet, but it could lead to a short. So let's fix that up right now. It's very good now. Now that's very good, and very good. Let's see if these two are touching, because that could create noise. So the 9-volt regulator, we could actually be feeding it from the power, from the battery. So let's check that real quick. Yes, we're good. Perfect. So if I touch power, yes. So I'm gonna move to the ground here. Make sure all the grounds are connected. So that's ground. Okay, that's good. You see how when I touched here, that's fine if it beeps once or twice. That's because the capacitor is filled up. So it's ground, ground. Perfect. So this is very good. Yeah, we're good. We should be good. So this is good so far. Now what I'm going to do actually is I am going to put the motors in place, and then we are going to put the receiver and power it on. Should we try to power? Let's try to power it on for you guys. So if it catches fire, you guys see it catch fire, not like last time. Let's see. Actually, we should power it on and test the VTX and camera. So let's do that now, actually. So this is VTX. Oh my god, this is gonna be terrible. Or not really, maybe. So just like this. Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, I could live with that. That's totally fine. This one, always up. You know, I hate the cameras now since the connector is up top. It's very annoying, especially on small frames. So here we have our first start. Let me get an antenna. And then, yeah, just give me a moment. Alright, so I'm gonna do it sideways. So, it's gonna be very difficult because this goes down here. So we're gonna do it upside down, I guess. There we go. So if it catches fire, we could sort of see it. Let's just go down a little bit more. Hopefully it doesn't catch on fire. It doesn't seem like it would. Oh my god, this melted? Or what is that? Is that dirt? Where'd that come from? Okay. Anyways. So let's turn on the FPV cam. The goggles. Too lazy to get the screen, so the goggles are here from the testing earlier I've done. So as you can see right there. And let's move the camera here. Alright, moment of truth. I don't see smoke. Yeah, we get feed, so that's good. I'll show you guys. Come on. So we are getting feed here. See? Whoa. So that's good. Alright, that's a good first step. Yes, I'm very happy. Oh my god. Alright. So now let me put the motors and then I'll be right back, guys. Alright guys, so the motors are in and it's very clean. Look at this. Look at this. And can you imagine the VTX is right there and the camera's right there. All we need is the receiver. And the receiver is just gonna go in here. That's the dirtiest part, is just the receiver. Some double-sided tape. Figure out a way for this. Or maybe even use another receiver. I don't know yet. So yeah, I'm very happy with this. It's literally the cleanest quad I've ever built. There isn't anything in it. Look at it, it's empty. And yeah, I really love this. So what I'm gonna do now is actually we're gonna stick the battery with the motors on. So if it catches fire, you guys get to see it, not like last time. Hopefully it doesn't catch on fire, but you never know. I checked everything, hopefully, if I did. Isn't it supposed to do it correctly? Maybe because it's upside down. Alright. Well, it didn't catch fire. That's good. So let me just put it together, stick the receiver in, and then we are done. Basically, I'm just gonna have to flip some of these wires and I'll just fix it all up, and then we come back, take a look at it, weigh it, and then we will just showcase the frame, and hopefully tomorrow I'll fly this bad boy. Maybe change I'm probably gonna change this to a GoPro lens. It'll just look sick, it'll look mean, it'll look awesome. Alright, so just give me a moment and I'll be right back, guys. Alright guys, so the frog race is done. We've set up the Ipeakas that are previously reviewed and tested out already. We did the noise testing and we did flight testing, and they were just absolutely phenomenal. So I believe this is going to be an amazing build. So it's very good ESCs, very good. Through the testing, this Matek F405 looked like it was just awesome. So I'm very hoping it's going to live to that. And it's a very clean build as well. Just the receiver here is making that just look like a mess, but if I had a stackable one, it would look absolutely beautiful in there. We use the 2306 2400 kV motors, and this is going to be, I hope it's going to be a good one. And I did not put a low ESR capacitor because I'm very curious to see this board without a low ESR capacitor, if it could handle this thing, and as well as these ESCs. So this is going to be like the true hardcore test of these two components together with these motors. So it's going to be a very good one. This is going to be very good. So let's weigh it in, and then I'm going to leave you guys with the showcasing of the frame. So just give me a moment, let me recalibrate it. So without battery strap, ooh, I think it's on the heavy side. Yeah, 311 grams. Well, I think it's the motors and the ESCs are a bit heavy, but if we had a PDB in there, and 312 grams, so we could roughly say 315 with the battery strap. So it's on the heavy side. Let me see my Jeb RC. How much does it weigh? All right, let's see. Just curious. This is with the propellers. So they're roughly the same. They should fly pretty much the same, in theory, in a way. So this is going to be an interesting one. I can't wait to get this flying tomorrow. I'm going to start charging my batteries. Maybe I go for a little flight today. I don't know. So yeah, I'm going to leave you guys with the showcasing of the footage, and we're just going to have to wait for the flight to know how good these components are. I'm going to record the FPV footage and the GoPro footage and everything, and then document the whole process and see how well it did. So that's going to conclude it for this video, guys, and if you guys have any questions or any suggestions, just feel free to let me know, and I will see you next time. See you guys.